The film Blue Lagoon, The Awakening 2012 opens with a busy morning in a family home. The clock shows 7:15 a.m., and the mother urges Stacy to hurry up and leave for school so she won't be late. Stacy complains after nearly getting hit by another car, while her mom tells her to exit from the other side of the vehicle for safety. Inside the house, the father asks Emma, Stacy's older sister, if she has finished her list, and Emma confirms she has. The mother is busy with her own schedule, mentioning an event at 5 p.m. and dinner plans at 6 p.m. The family says warm goodbyes with kisses, while Stacy mutters that Emma is the perfect child and she feels like the bad younger sister. At school, Emma chats with her friends in the hallway. They tease her because Stephen Sullivan greeted her by name, getting excited and pushing her to pursue him. In class, teacher Mr. Christensen announces a school trip to Trinidad departing the next morning at exactly 7 a.m. The first 5 days will involve helping renovate a school as a humanitarian project, followed by 3 days of exploring the island and nature. Dean McCullen arrives late and is immediately mocked by classmates, though the teacher warns everyone about punctuality. Emma quietly notices the solitary Dean. Later that day in the cafeteria, Emma's friends gossip about Stephen knowing her name. They trade food while plotting ways to get Emma closer to Stephen during the trip. They're also thrilled about the carnival in Trinidad and the need for new outfits. Emma keeps glancing at Dean, who is described as cute but rebellious, like Holden Caulfield. Her friends warn her not to act weird in public, especially around Stephen. Dean is soon caught breaking rules and sent to the principal's office, leading classmates to whisper that he might not join the trip. That night at Dean's house, his father asks how long the trip will last and grumbles that Dean won't be prepared. Dean shows no enthusiasm, but his father admits he bribed someone so Dean could go, hoping it would help him socialize. Dean feels trapped, but his father encourages him to seize the chance to connect with others. At Emma's home, the family eats dinner together, joking about possibly moving to Princeton when Emma goes to college. Her mother worries about the trip, but Emma reassures her everything will be fine. The next morning, the school bus departs right on time. All the students board, including Emma and Dean, on the bus. Stephen greets Emma and asks if she's ready to have fun, making her friends buzz with excitement. After arriving in Trinidad, the teacher announces that the renovation project starts tomorrow, but today they are free to swim for a few hours before dinner. At the beach, Emma and her friends splash around, joking about local guys and Emma's target. Dean joins the swim, and Stephen applies sunscreen to Emma's back, delighting her friends because the first real contact has happened. That evening at the hotel, Emma video calls her parents on Skype, but her friends interrupt with news of a carnival party on a boat that night. Stephen has invited them, and although Emma hesitates, her friends pressure her to join, promising they'll be back by midnight or 2 a.m. at the latest. They rush by taxi to the dock, nearly missing the boat, but manage to board just in time. On the boat, the party is in full swing with music and drinks. Emma refuses alcohol, but her friends urge her to loosen up. Dean is also on board, and they briefly cross paths. Suddenly, Trinidad police approach and order the boat to dock. In the panic, Emma falls overboard. Dean quickly rescues her by jumping into an inflatable dinghy, but the small boat has no engine. They escape the police, but become lost at sea as a storm approaches. The next day, the other students return to the hotel, but Emma and Dean are missing. The teacher reports them to the police, who dismiss it as typical youthful adventure. Emma's and Dean's parents are notified and immediately panic. Meanwhile, out at sea, Emma and Dean drift in the dinghy with no phone signal. They share water and chewing gum, joking to keep their spirits up. Eventually they spot land and paddle toward it, landing on an uninhabited island. They explore the island, discovering a beautiful waterfall, but decide to search for signs of civilization or a hotel. After hours of hiking, exhausted, they choose to shelter in a cave for protection from rain and animals. That night they are disturbed by wild creatures and forced to flee back to the beach. Their dinghy has been swept away by the waves. The following night, they build a bonfire on the beach and rest. Emma is anxious, but Dean calms her while firing the distress flares to signal for help. They share their last bit of food, like chocolate Dean had saved. As gentle rain falls, they cuddle for warmth while listening to music from Dean's nearly dead phone battery. That night, in a moment of natural and tender intimacy, they fully surrender to each other, letting waves of emotion carry them to a peak of warm, profound connection, ending in an embrace filled with gratitude for one another's presence. The next morning, Emma wakes and searches for Dean, who has gone to the lagoon. Dean is burying a human skeleton they had found earlier. Emma gets upset, feeling their relationship isn't serious. Dean opens up about his past. He didn't attend his mother's funeral because he felt guilty over the car accident that killed her while he was joking around on a snowy road. They later bathe together at the waterfall under the refreshing cascade. Their intimacy continues naturally, exploring each other with gentle tenderness, letting touches and kisses lead them to beautiful harmony, filled with calm passion and mutual respect, ending in light laughter and peaceful calm. Time passes as they build a simple shelter, forage for food, and adapt to island life. They share intimate moments more frequently on the beach at sunset, allowing body and soul to merge in the gentle rhythm of nature. Movements full of affection carrying them to shared peaks of happiness, followed by long embraces that make them feel whole. They talk about the future, the green flash Emma's mother once described, and the possibility of pregnancy, though Emma ultimately isn't pregnant. One day a monkey steals their flare gun, sparking anger from Emma, who thinks Dean hid their belongings. They argue fiercely. Emma tries to swim away, but returns. Dean explains he no longer wants to hope, but they reconcile and understand each other better. After more than 100 days, they spot a passing plane and fire their last flare. A sightseeing helicopter notices the signal and rescues them. Back home, they are warmly greeted by family, friends, and the media. Emma and Dean struggle to readjust to normal life, and their relationship briefly becomes distant at school. Emma eventually attends the prom with her sister Stacy. At the party, Emma's father gives a heartfelt speech thanking everyone and praising the survivors' courage. Emma meets Dean outside the event, and they dance together under increasingly heavy rain, reminiscing about their island adventure. The film ends with them looking at each other meaningfully in the pouring rain, recalling the beautiful nights they once shared.